Many thanks for joining us here on News Today on your Joy News channel. To our very first story this afternoon, and the murder of a 27-year-old farmer has sparked anger amongst the Agogo town folk as they gather at the chief's palace to hear from the chief on the way forward. David Atia was allegedly killed by Fulani herdsmen in Agogo on Tuesday. Now, mother of the deceased tells Joy News' Erastus Asaridonko she had to run several miles to escape the attack by the Fulani herdsmen. Let's go live now to Agogo and speak to our correspondent Erastus Asaridonko, who is live in the town now, to give us a lot more about what the situation is currently there. Erastus, many thanks for your time. Now, can you narrate to us exactly what you've been told as to what really happened as regards the death of this gentleman? Erastus, if you can hear me, I'm asking, can you narrate to us exactly what you've been told as regards the murder of this 27-year-old?
Yeah. Currently, what we do know, both from the police and the residents as well, confirmed, is that two people have been shot. One has died, but one is on admission at the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital. Now, we have David Abanga, also known as Atia, 27. He was shot by Fulani herdsmen at Koreso, close to Agogo. And then Tambai Jofo is 18 years. And I learned he's the son of one Alaji Jofo, a popular cattle rearer here. He was also shot by natives of Agogo at Abrewanko, also some miles from Agogo as well. So these are the two victims we do know of currently. One is dead, the native of Agogo is dead, but the other one is currently receiving treatment from gunshot wounds to the thigh and other areas. Now, currently as we speak at Agogo, we have a press conference being organized by the chief at the palace currently, and shortly we'll be joining to find out what is transpiring over there. But then we do have the police also combing the bushes, trying to find the killers of this gentleman, the native who has been shot dead. And as we speak, I've learned from reliable sources that yesterday they combed the bushes for a very long time, close to 5 hours, trying to get the Fulani herdsman. If you know the terrain of Agogo very well, it's a sparse land, it's spreading miles away. And so trying to catch somebody on such a vast land is very difficult, and the police are currently in the bushes trying to arrest them. I have with me here Superintendent Ohene Bwedi Bosman, who is the divisional commander for Konongo. Let me have a brief chat with him to find out the situation here currently. Now, Chief, tell me, what is being done now? What is the situation actually in Agogo now?
No, the place is very calm. We brought our task force men here. We sent some to the bush as we indicated earlier to the listeners. That's why I'm personally here. I've been here throughout yesterday. Yesterday night I was here 2 hours. We went to the bush to ensure that we can get the Fulani herdsman who killed David Abanga. Unfortunately, we couldn't because it was very late, deep in the night. We combed the whole place. But somebody has promised that he will help us to arrest this guy. And we are still on the ground searching for all the places where we could find this guy. So at the moment, Agogo is calm. There's nothing going on there. Agogo is calm.
But a short while ago, I spoke with some farmers, and they are indicating that they are afraid to go to the farms now, and farming activities have been brought to a halt for now. How do you assess the security situation? Is it volatile at the moment?
Like I told you, we wouldn't say it's so volatile. We wouldn't say it's not. But the problem is that the Fulani herdsmen are also afraid to go because the people of Agogo also want to protect their crops. They send their animals to go and graze in their farm. Some 10-acre farm, some 15-acre, they'll go and graze and destroy all the farms. So the people have all decided to go to protect those things. That's why we are saying that no, that the police have to do that job. It's not them taking the law into their hands. Because whether the person is a Fulani or a Agogo, if you kill that person, you'll be arrested. You'll be arrested. So we are advising them. We've spoken to many of the communities to take it to them so that they will not take the law into their hands. So that's what we are doing. So the Fulani are also afraid to go out because now these people also want to protect their crops, protect their property. And it is their duty to protect their property because I found for about 4 or 5 months of maize, then you just come within 2-3 minutes of everything. It's also very, very, very painful. And we are seeing what we can do. Now, as I speak to you now, I think the rectors have met, and very soon they are bringing, either today or tomorrow, early in the morning, they are bringing police and military for us to go to the outskirts of the villages that we mentioned. As we retreated, it's a very powerful area, very, very wide, and you can walk and walk and walk and you never reach where you are going. It's not easy. For instance, yesterday we have to walk about 4 or 5 hours. The car couldn't move. To come first, reach a certain place, they have to park the vehicle. All of us have to walk. So we went and picked the victim from where he was shot. So I'm saying that we are showing the public they shouldn't fear so much because we are on grounds. My patrol team, the task force men are here. You can see some of them standby here. The 3 patrol teams are in the bush at the moment. We have one standby at the district headquarters for any eventuality. So we are monitoring the system. That is why I've moved from Konongo to stay here to observe the situation personally so that I can assess the situation and give instructions as to what we should do.
Right. So you heard the commander, and currently, as I tell you, many of the residents have gathered at the chief's palace, and they are waiting to listen to what he has to say. We'll be bringing that in the course of the day.
Right, Erastus Asaridonko, many thanks for that particular update. And that was my colleague Erastus Asaridonko, who is live on the ground in Agogo, bringing us updates from that particular town. But let's still stay in the Ashanti region and on this particular same issue. And we are told that there's a Regional Security Council meeting currently ongoing, from where my colleague Kofi Asanteni joins me live now on phone with the details of what he's gathered so far. So Kofi, can you tell us really what you've gathered so far from this meeting?
Well, the meeting just ended a few minutes ago, and what the chairman of the Regional Security Council, the regional minister, American minister, has indicated, been telling the media, is that from tomorrow, a team of combined military and police personnel will be deployed to Agogo to ensure that there is a total sanity at the area, and also to contain the escalated situation to avoid any spillover. He has also revealed that the organisers of the national security couples, including the IGP, is expected to join the other personnel in the region to assess the situation, and all will be going to Asante Agogo. But what we are seeing, and the most things they are expressing worry, is that the police are going to make sure that some comments made by the MP for the area, Honorable Kodu Bajaman, has escalated situation, and they are calling on the needed security agents, including the Speaker of Parliament, that they are going to take the necessary measures to invite him and to also ensure that some of these things will not be happening again. We realize that in all their comments, they are attributing the recent happenings to the comments made after his press conference. And they believe that before that press conference, Agogo's environment was very peaceful. But what they are showing the residents is that they are currently going to meet all stakeholders, including the chiefs and other the cattle owners, to ensure how best, after they are putting on police measures to go to the ground and drag them away, they are also going to have a meeting with other stakeholders to ensure that behind the scenes an amicable solution could be sought for Agogo and its environment.
Okay, so we're told earlier that this member of parliament who passed this particular comments, now the security officers are telling us, has escalated the tension in the town. We're told that the police had in mind were going to arrest him. In fact, they did issue a statement that they were actually going to arrest him for those comments he made. How far with that as well?
Well, the regional minister confirmed to the press that it wasn't the Asante Regional Police Command directive, but rather the Regional Security Council. And therefore, a letter had been sent through the IGP, according to the regional minister. Exactly that's what he's saying, that a petition had been sent to the IGP and forwarded into the Parliament, Speaker of Parliament, to invite the honourable member to come and answer questions. And that of Olusu Bempa they're saying that a direct contact will be made to him through the regional police command so that he can set them down. But because we think that after their comments and after their press conference, things are escalating, and therefore they are going to ensure that the necessary process will be passed for him to answer questions that are relevant to the peace of Agogo.
Many thanks for that update, Kofi Asante Eni, Ashanti regional correspondent, giving us details of that particular RegSec meeting in the Ashanti region. You're still watching News Today here on your Joy News channel on Multi TV. We're taking a break. When we come back, we'll bring you lots more stories. Stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us here on News Today. To some more stories now, and about 1,000 nurses and midwives across the country are embarking on a nationwide strike to demand their unpaid salaries. Now, the nurses, some of whom have not been paid for 21 months, say they will not return to work until they receive their unpaid salaries. Douglas Edufoko is coordinator for the unpaid nurses.
So that entries can be made at any time, but wouldn't be limited. And number 3, we want the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Health to provide us the list of the 7,000 nurses and midwives they claimed last year that they have cleared and then been paid. Number 4, we want answers to where the remaining arrears are being locked and why you are being cleared, but you are not being paid fully. These are the main things we want to achieve through this strike.
Have you thought of your work? You guys are on strike right now. Have you thought of patients, thought of lives, what's going to happen to them?
See, when it comes to health issues and health workers are on strike, the public plays the emotional role. But I ask the public, what emotional role do they play when we are also suffering? People are dying from following up their arrears. Are you aware a nurse lost her life through road accidents whilst coming to follow up her salaries? Are you aware that a nurse was also arrested whilst on duty? Isn't it so shameful?
What for?
For owing. He went for a loan because the salary was not coming, knowing that the arrears will come for him to resettle the loan. What role? I'm asking the public. Does the public play? What emotional role? Because we are also human beings. We have nerves, we have blood vessels. The frustrations the public, every woman goes through, we also goes through the same thing. You go through the same thing. So we are expecting them to be fair to us, not to play emotional role for us to suffer, but rather ensure that there's justice, there's fairness for everyone in this country.
Okay, so your final words?
My final words, the final words I have for the public is that they should understand us, especially you, the media.
So let's go onto the phone lines now and speak to my colleague Hannah Odame, who's with our health desk and has been doing some checks here in the Greater Accra region as to the impact of this particular strike by the unpaid nurses. She's been to the Reg Hospital and a few other facilities. She joins us live now over the telephone with a lot more. So Hannah, tell us what you found on your rounds.
Hello?
Yes, Hannah, if you can hear me, what exactly did you discover on your rounds?
Okay, so I've been to 2 hospitals. I went to the Rich Hospital and I'm currently at the Kolegu Teaching Hospital. At the Rich Hospital, I was told by some of the spokespersons for the unpaid nurses, and they told me clearly that there are over 100 people, 100 of them that work at the hospital. Now, they told me that in the morning, after the time I was there, a lot of them who are supposed to have reported for duty were not there, suggesting that they had indeed started the strike. I went specifically to the CFS, and when I went there, it was the 9 nurses that I saw, and they were just leaving. And as I said earlier, those who were supposed to have reported in the morning had not come. And I was told that ideally that place should have been filled because it's operation day. But unfortunately, the beds were empty because some doctors were not referring the patients from the wards to the theater for surgery, of course, because the junior nurse, there is unpaid nurses who are mostly junior nurses, are the ones who do the setup, the monitoring and everything, preparation. And if they are not there, the pressure will be on the senior staff. I spoke to some of the senior nurses who told me that they do not like it whenever the unpaid nurses go on strike because the toll on them to deliver health care becomes so much that if they have to do probably about 2 or 3 surgeries, they may have to resort to one, meaning the queue will be long for other days, and then work also slows down. At the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, I went to the emergency center, and there I was told, that's where I was told a lot of these, I could find a lot of these unpaid nurses. I saw 1 or 2 sitting at the entrance to receive patients, all right, but I was told by one of the senior nurses that they are not, some of them did not report to work. That's what I can report now on the nurses. If you permit me, Chenchen, you know the rate filed by the senior
exactly,
staff
the Senior Staff Association of the Kolebu Teaching Hospital.
Yes, the senior staff. I have been speaking to Charles A. Palm, who is the chairman, I should put it that way, the president of the Senior Staff Association. And he tells me that they went to court to secure the writ or the injunction against the board because they knew that today they will hold an emergency meeting. And what will happen is whatever the outcome of the meeting was, they were going to sack them anyway. He tells me that the next thing that they will do is to probably demonstrate because they have seen that all negotiations and everything that they are doing, it's not really yielding much fruit. He's here with me. And let's find out what more he will add to it. Charles, welcome to Joy News. Now you have secured an injunction preventing the board from further going on with the process. What next are you going to do? You told me demonstration, but what else?
No comment.
So, as you heard, he said no comment. I think probably his lawyer has told him not to talk, but he claims that the executives, 5 executives who brought this issue up, they are all kind of being victimized in court, but they will go all out to ensure that whatever they have demanded for will be heeded to, and their request will be heeded to. So we are here trying to get more information from him and also from the hospital authority.
Okay, so as things stand now, the hospital authorities have not responded to this particular
No,
suit.
for now, they haven't responded. What I have picked up so far is they are also in an emergency meeting.
Okay.
The board, they are not supposed to be in an emergency meeting because of the days they usually do. I was told they held one last week, so the next one should have been the end of the month probably. But I think because of this issue, they're in an emergency meeting, and we'll try and see whether we can get somebody to comment on that. This rate of summons that they have received from the Senior Staff Association, preventing the process from continuing.
Okay, many thanks for that update, Hannah Odame. And Hannah Odame is with our health desk here at Joy News. You're still watching News Today here on your Joy News channel on Multi TV. Time now for us to check out the very latest in business with John Namwako.
And now time for business. And the Association of Ghana Industries is calling on government to support its Industrial Development Fund, the fund, which is yet to be operational, was created by the association as part of effort to bridge the SME financing gap with small business facing difficulties in accessing capital by traditional means. AGI believes other financing dynamics should be explored. AGI's President James Asareje tells Joy Business the fund would be of enormous benefit should government support it.
Most of our commercial credit, almost all banks in the country are doing commercial banking. And for that matter, we have short-term credit spanning between 3 months and maximum 1 year. Now, you cannot take such credits to be able to import equipment, to test run the equipment and production on large scale. So businesses remain small because they don't have the capital to expand. And as they don't expand, definitely you cannot create that needed employment. What we need to do as a country is to look at the financing dynamics, that we have to give such that such businesses can be able to do well. AGI, through our own initiative, has put in place Industrial Development Fund, and this fund is particularly earmarked, for small and medium enterprises, not only AGI members, but across the country. But of course, we are limited to what we can do. So AGI calls on government to support, to really put in some funds, 100 million Ghana cedis, 200 million Ghana cedis, so that the fund becomes operational, that we can really go outside of Accra, outside of the regional capitals where we have bulk of our members, and then we can support such businesses to be able to really grow and create the needed employment.
And traders in the country are to hang red bands at the front side of their shops in the coming weeks. This is part of attempts by the Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, to agitate against the excessive taxes they've had to deal with recently. The union, at a press conference today, complained taxes such as the 17.5% import VAT and the 2% special tax on import, among others, are crippling their businesses. George Ofori is the president.
If your profit had been taken away by the excessive taxes and it had hit your capital, I don't think you have to still sit down, because at the end of the day, if the business collapses, it is you, the individual, who is going to suffer, and not the government. And so, as for government, if you allow him to come out with those taxes, well, he is prepared. But it is with the citizenry who have to also protest at a point in time, and then make sure that at least our businesses also survive. Because we can't live in a country where survival of the fittest should be the system or the regime in the country. Once we are doing business, serving the mass consumers in the country, we believe strongly that we also need government support. Because if you go to other countries, they are getting government support. China, for instance, are coming to this country through their government support. So if we are trying to manage, if we are trying to access facilities like loans and others, and are trying to make an impact on our businesses, if the government is not supporting us, I don't see why he should bring out excessive taxes to kill our businesses.
And that will be it for business. My name is John Kojo Amwako.
The studio on News Today. Let's talk some sports. Now, my name is Benedict Toes. In our very first story, Ashanti Gold CEO Kujo Fiano says the Obuasi Lincoln Stadium is ready to host their CAF Champions League first leg preliminary game with the Algerian side Emo Beja. Now, some CAF officials were in town over the weekend to inspect the facility ahead of the game, which comes off next week. Fiano says the venue is in perfect condition for the big game.
There is one thing we need to look at. There are conditions you should meet when you are playing the preliminaries, and there are conditions you have to meet when you get to the group stage. For now, we are playing the preliminary matches, stage matches, and I can tell you that the stadium is ready. It is when we make it to the group stage where we have to fix the media center, we have to fix the doping center, the security post, the first aid post, and all those things that will make the stadium acceptable for the group matches, because the matches are going to be beamed live. That shows that the media will have to be at work 24/7. I think the stadium is ready to host the Algerians without any.
So that was Ashanti Gold CEO Kujo Fiano speaking to us there. Before I take leave of you, at the Amahoro Stadium in Kigali host the first semi-final game of the 2016 African Nations Championship in Rwanda. Now, debutants Guinea have staggered many people's expectations by reaching the semi-finals, having cleared pre-tournament favorites Nigeria and Zambia up the road to reach this stage. So we'll bring you highlights of that game in our subsequent bulletins. I'm sure by the time we come your way with Sports on Prime, we'll have highlights of that game for you. For me, Benedict Owusu, that's it. Enjoy the rest of the show after this short commercial break.
Many thanks for staying with us here on News Today. We can now move on and touch base with what is going on in the political circles. And the Institute for Democratic Governance is calling for the prosecution of political parties that engage in vote buying in this year's general elections. Let's get more on this particular story from a member of our political desk, Kwache Afre Nyama, who joins us on phone now with a lot more. So, Afre, tell us much more about what the IDEG particularly wants as regards this call of theirs.
Well, Dr. Emmanuel first talks about recent events in the past where you've had during internal political party elections and general elections where you have some politicians or political officers sharing money to induce voters. And he says that yet the police takes no steps to arrest these people. Dr. Akwete says that moving into this rather crucial election in November 2016, he expects that the police will take this matter seriously because giving money to someone to vote on for your political party certainly, in his view, amounts to bribery. Another issue he talks about also is the emergence of political party vigilante groups, mainly the two major political parties in the MPP and the NDC. You have the invisible forces in the MPP, the Azoka boys in the NDC. He says that the police must clamp down on the operations because they are a risk to our democracy. What they can do, the sort of violence that they can be engaged in. So these are two key concerns that IDEG is raising ahead of the 2016 election as the Accra Regional Police Command paid a visit to him, led by the commander himself, DCOP Dr. Kufu Dampere, to what they have described as an attempt to improve their relations before the November 7 polls.
Right. Many thanks for that update. Kwache Afre Nyama of our political desk, and he's a senior reporter with this particular group, that's the multimedia group. And now that's how we wrap up on News Today here on your Joy News channel on Multi TV. My name is Kwabena Chenchehene Boateng. Remember, there's a lot more news when you visit myjoyonline.com. The Marketplace with John Amarko comes up next on the same channel. Have a good afternoon.